Hello, welcome to Pro Mixing and Mastering. Today I'm going to show you and teach you how to mix best choir vocals with space. This is another episode from the previous episode that I had to show you guys on how to mix choir vocals from start to finish, and this is the continuation. So I'm going to show you exactly what I have been able to do in just a few days and a little bit of some plugins that I have added in just to make the vocals sit better and also be able to add a little bit or more space. Then I'm going to show you the type of reverb that I use just to bring up this kind of vintage feel and just bring about the spacing and make the vocals sound better. Before that, I'm asking you to subscribe and share, and also don't forget to like the video. And apart from that, just listen to this. All right, beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what I have been able to do from our previous episode. And what I did was this. You see, a choir is not like a solo artist who just sings alone. This one requires a lot of this one has a lot of vocals, male vocals and female vocals. So what I did in order to like make it sound better, I balanced the autos which are 1 2 3 4. I balanced them, and this is the balancing. Let me show you. The volume is negative 5.0 dB, and this is achievable if you put your microphone on the 13 o'clock sign, like 13 o'clock. Yeah, you can achieve this. And also the volume of your microphone should be 13 o'clock, should not be too low and should not be too loud. And then apart from that, so the autos are balanced to volume -5. And watch what I did this side. I want to show you something. I did not reduce the volume from the main volume. I did not reduce the volume from there. I reduced it from here. So this helps me a lot, especially whenever I'm balancing vocals. This is what I come to instead of here. So that is what I did to the autos. Then in order to make them solid and have a little bit of some space, I made sure that I did not pan the autos too much, like had 100% left and 100% right. What I did was I panned them to 45. So the first auto is panned 45 right, and the second auto is panned 45 left. Then the second auto is panned right 77%, and the second auto and the other auto is panned 77. I did it deliberately because I did not want the vocals to not sound intact and one. So I made sure, this is something that I found out, that whenever you pan them hard 100%, 100%, 50-50, vocals don't really like sometimes sound solid and spaced up. So you have to make sure that in whatever you do when you're balancing choir vocals or a lot of vocals, make sure that you center them. They should like be centered in order for them to sound solid in every system, or else they are gonna just sound spaced, too much spaced and separated, and the mix is not just gonna sound better. You'll be like, what did I do wrong? The main problem might be your panning. So that's for auto. You pan it 45 degrees or 45% and 77 and 75, 77 right, left, 45 right, left, and you can also do 60. You just have to make sure that you center the vocals. Then watch what I did with the main female soprano. I did not pan. So you don't pan the main vocal, you leave it on the center. That's where you leave it. Then the tenors, what I did with the tenor is I panned them to right 50 and then left 50. When you pan the first one, which is the first tenor, make sure the second one is also at the same number. Don't do it 50 then this one is 30 or 80. It's not gonna sound great. And then the second tenor group is 45 and left 45. 45 is really good whenever you want to achieve a round spaced choir vocals. Then the third batch of vocals is 50, and this time I put it on 50 because these ones were put on 45 and 60. This one now is 75. I mean, this one now is 50, so that I can balance those vocals, and those vocals will sound great. Now I want to show you something on the tenors. What I did with these ones, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is like 2, 2, 2. So check out with the first ones. The first ones are, the volume is down like negative 10 dB, very, very low. Why? Whenever you're balancing vocals, make sure that those ones which are trying to shoot up and try to jump up out of the mix are the ones that you should try to lower down till they sit together with the rest of the vocals. That's how you balance backings. Any vocal you feel like is a little bit high, reduce it so that it can be like on the same level with the other vocals, until you feel like, okay, I feel like there is no vocal which is higher than the other, all of them are one. Then you'll know that the mix, the balancing is doing well. Then the second part is this one. I dropped the tenors to negative 16 dB due to some of the choir guys who were singing were a little bit higher, so I had to reduce this one. I had to like create all this. Then the third part is 13 dB, these which are 50 pound right and 50 pound left. But I want to show you in the groups. This one is in group number 2. The backings, I had to put the backing, the main lead is in group number 1. I just wanted it to have its own EQ on compression, so this is why I set this into group number 1. Then the backings I put them in group number 2. This is where I put these. Now I want to show you the plugins that I used in group number 2. So let us go to group number 2. So this is group number 2. I have my all-time favorite, especially when it comes to just getting the volumes up. This is gonna really help you. So I'm using compressor de-esser, and my ratio is 64.0, 64 ratio, and it's down. Then my threshold is negative 11.7 dB, and my release is set to 557. Then my attack is 50.0 milliseconds. And then this is also stroke de-esser, so just a little bit of a de-esser here, de-essing just a little bit, and then makeup gain is auto, then softening is on, for it to have this kind of shape, like a smoother shape. Then the second plugin that I used is Fafura Pro Q3. This is something that I used in order to remove unwanted frequencies. And whenever you want to remove unwanted frequencies and you feel like what is happening, maybe your vocals are a little bit bassy, and they're a little bit screechy. I don't know, if you have to sweep around, check out the videos that I did and in mixing section playlist, and you see what I'm talking about. So I wrote off all this all the way to 95 hertz, and then this one right here around 200 I cut. These are unwanted or unknown frequencies. All these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, all these are unknown frequencies, and this one is just the rumble noise, the low noise that you cannot hear with your ears, but it's there. Sometimes it disturbs your mixes. So this is what I did. I throwed in an EQ. So watch what I did. The first thing that I had to put was a compressor on top, and then the second thing that I did is add an EQ. Why? Because this compressor boosts the volume immediately. You like lower down the threshold, the volume is just gonna, no matter how low your vocal was, this is just gonna raise your vocal. So after raising the vocal, those other unwanted frequencies were also raised. So in order to work on that, you throw in an EQ so you can control it. So this is why we have this EQ. The third plugin is a de-esser. There are certain parts where the choir was having some S's, so I took it all the way to 9579 hertz, just this part, and my ratio, I did not do it much. I took it up and gave it 33.5, not too much, but just a medium attack on the S's. This is the RDS that I used from Waves, RDS stereo. Then from there, in order to give it that top end and also a good sheen, a good high end, I use a plugin which is I used an EQ which is called GEQ30. This GEQ30 is just gonna make your vocals have that feel that you felt when you listen to those vocals, to the choir vocals. I just raised this to 20K, just a little bit. Normally I don't like the backings to have too much, so I put just a little and then put it on resonant, and then this is gonna work. Raise this and raise this, you will feel it. If you're doing trap, you're doing rap, hip hop, R&B, pop, this is a must have plugin just to sweeten up your vocals. Then our next plugin that we used from GEQ30 is CLA vocal stereo. This one helps to spread. So what I used is a spreader to spread the choir vocals to have that room sound. So you've got to use this spreader. It's a pitch, it's a spreader. I just spreads the vocals and the vocals just sound very nice. And then I used a little bit of a slap delay. This is a must because you're dealing with choir vocals, so there must be a little bit of a delay, a slap delay, just a little bit. And then I used also a tight reverb. So this is helping the vocals to spread even more, the backing vocals to spread even more. Then on the sub, I used the sub, I turned it on and put it on default because I wanted the vocals to have a little bit of sub bass. Yeah, so this is a good plugin. It really works very well. Then the last plugin that I usually put it at the bottom. It's a denoiser. After all the processing, compressor, the EQing, de-essing, raising up of the highs, the sheen, and also CLA vocals stereo, those background noise or floor noise will get raised up a little bit, but not too much. So I put I threw in a denoiser and put it on medium. So these are the plugins that I use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I used all these on the choir vocals for them to sound like this. Then now, to give it more space, even more spacing, what I did was this. I added in FX channels, FX tracks, and the first FX channel that I want to show you track is a reverb. This reverb is what is causing these vocals to have more space and to just sound great. And the reverb that I'm using is mini. It's a mini Moroccan reverb from Waves. This reverb is a must have if you want to have, especially if you're doing gospel and the choirs, you want to have that Rebecca Malope kind of I can also like do that. This will work for you if you are doing that kind of vocals, choir vocals. If you are looking for such, this is the one that you should use. This one has the highs, this one has the mids, this one has the lows, and a compressor, and also distortion, dry and white. This is what is making those vocals to sound great. Let me just mute. Let me just do this so you guys can take a listen to this. This is the source. Without this, they sound like this. So the only reverb that is working, supporting, is the CLA reverb, but this one makes it just work. So this is the reverb you go to if you are dealing with the choir. Throw this in and the vocals will just get separated. There is hole, there is plate, there is a lot, everything that you want from a reverb. This one has it. And now I'll talk more in detail in another video on that reverb. And now the next thing that I added on the on group number 2, which is for the lead backings, is I had to do a pre-fader. I just turned it on so that they can even sound cooler, and then in my sends I increased it just a little bit, somewhere maybe 22 somewhere there, 22 dB, so that the vocals can sound cooler. So guys, this is how you mix best choir vocals with space in Cubase 5. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if this video has helped you somehow, leave me a like, and don't forget to comment and share, and I will see you in the next one.